Hey there, Gen Xers. Welcome back to another episode of Small Town Gen X This Week in History, the podcast where we take you a trip down memory lane and revisit the fun facts and pulp culture moments that shaped our lives. I'm your host, Kate DeCoste, and today we are diving into the week of May 13th to 19th, covering the years 1965 to 1999. So grab your tab, pop in a cassette, and let's get started. First up, let's travel back to 1965. On May 15th of that year, the musical The Roar of the Grease Paint, The Smell of the Crowd opened on Broadway. This show introduced us to the classic song Feelin' Good, which would later become an anthem for artists like Nina Simone and Michael Bublé. It's amazing how a show tune can transcend decades and genres. Jumping ahead to 1970, May 16th marked a day in music history. The Beatles' album, Let It Be, was released in the United States. This album, though recorded before Abbey Road, was the final release by the iconic band before they split. Songs like The Long and the Winding Road and the title track, Let It Be, still give us all the feels, reminding us of the end of an era. Moving on to 1977, on May 13th, Smokey and the Bandit premiered. This action comedy starred Burt Reynolds and Sally Field, became a massive hit, and it made Reynolds a Hollywood superstar. The film's success also gave a huge boost to CB radio culture and country music, thanks to its catchy soundtrack. Who could forget the classic Eastbound and Down? Now, let's fast forward to 1985, and on May 19th, the world witnessed the very first broadcast of the iconic TV show Punky Brewster. This show had a spunky and lovable Punky who touched our hearts with its themes of family and resilience. It's hard to believe it's been that long since we've watched Punky's adventures with her foster dad, Henry. Now, let's talk about a major pulp culture moment from 1991. On May 13th, Thelma and Louise was released in theaters. This groundbreaking film, starring Gina Davis and Susan Sarandon, broke the mold and its portrayal of strong, independent women. It also gave us the unforgettable image of their car soaring off a cliff, a scene that has become iconic in cinema history. Finally, we cannot forget about the technological leap that happened in 1998. On May 13th, Apple introduced the iMac. Yes, 1998. This revolutionized home computing with its colorful, translucent design and all-in-one structure. The iMac made computers cool and accessible, paving the way for the tech-savvy world we live in today. Now, before we wrap up, Here's a fun fact from May 18th, 1999. Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, bringing us back to the galaxy far, far away. Despite mixed reviews, it was a monumental event for Star Wars fans and introduced us to characters like young Skywalker and Jar Jar Binks. Whether you loved it or not, it was definitely a moment to remember. That's all for today's episode of Small Town Gen X, This Week in History. I hope you enjoyed this nostalgic trip through the week of May 13th to May 19th. Join me next time as we uncover more gems from the past that defined our generation. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share your favorite memories with us on social media. Until next time, I'm Kate DeCoste, and this is Small Town Gen X. Stay groovy, friends.